everyone, welcome back to Time Out. I'm Dee. Okay, so it's another beautiful week, and today we're going to be talking about choosing your friends very wisely. Okay, so I don't know if anybody has ever been a fan of this series. It's called Friends, and then there's another one called Sex and the City. Like, it used to be my thing, right? And you know how they say sometimes, like even your friends can be closer than your family, right? So okay, yeah, so if you've ever had any friend like that, like, or if you still do, you are truly blessed. Just I just wanted to say, go out of your way to appreciate that, go out of your way to be kind to them, go out of your way to be good to them, because trust me, it is rare. Like I said, in Friends, it's like six friends like that are totally genuine with each other, but in the real world it's quite different, right? I know. So anyway, so let's just go through a few points. I mean, there are millions and millions of them. I just jotted some that are really core for me. Do you understand? Okay, so point one: tell me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Yes, that statement can be true, because obviously you're more likely to hang around those that you have the same core values with, right? Okay, but I am saying that sometimes it's true, sometimes it's somewhat false, because the reason why I'm saying it's false is because if you haven't come to terms with who you are as a person, then you're more likely to hang around the wrong crowd, or you're more likely to be around the wrong people. Reason why I'm saying that is because if you haven't come to terms with who you are, then you're easily swayed. You're more likely to be swayed. Let me give you a good example. So I'm going to use like a man as an example, because I tend to use women a lot, don't I? Anyway, so imagine you're like a monogamist in relationships. You don't like to sleep around, or you don't like to have so many women, right? Now, but you haven't come to terms with who you are as a man, as a person. Do you understand? You haven't put your foot down in terms of who you are. So for instance, and then you have friends that, like, players, like serial players, they like to have like 10 women, they like to play women, they like to do all sorts of things. So what happens is that they can convince the person, like, if you're not grounded in who you are, they can convince you, like, all they have to do is say certain things that will make the guy feel bad. Do you understand? Like, they just say, oh, you're weaved. Do you understand? You're weaved. A woman has got you under control, or ball and chains, whatever. Do you understand? And because a regular guy might not want to feel weak amongst his friends, so he will cave and let them bring him other women. Do you understand? And this goes for both genders. I'm just using men as an example, a man as an example in this context. So it goes for both genders. Do you understand? So the man can actually cave and let his friends bring him so many other women, just because he doesn't want to seem weak amongst his friends. But what happens is that when you do get grounded with who you are, what would happen is you will lose certain people, you will lose certain friends in your life. Do you understand? Because when you're not doing certain things, if you're like a monogamist and you're grounded in that, and you just don't want to be around the bullshit, do you understand? You will not be able to really hang out with men that are playing other women. So in that case, I mean, you don't stop talking to them as friends, but you generally just keep them at arm's length, if that makes any sense. Do you understand? Because you guys don't have the same interests anymore. So sometimes we do outgrow friends. Do you understand? Just depending on who you are. So sometimes when they say show me your friends, yes, they might be your friends, but you've kind of moved away from that circle, because you guys don't really have the same core values anymore. We do outgrow things. Like, the clothes you were wearing at 2 is not the same thing you're wearing at 10, right? We outgrow people and we outgrow things. You understand? So sometimes is usually that case. So point 2, a good friend allows you to grow. And I really want to rush through this because I don't want the video to be too long at all. So a good friend allows you to grow, right? And what does that mean? A good friend wants to celebrate your wins. When you're doing well, they want to celebrate you. Do you understand? A negative friend, however, does not want to see good things in your life. Do you understand? The thing is sometimes it's really difficult to spot these things. It's really difficult. Do you understand? Because a lot of people get it the other way around. Gone are the times I used to think that, okay, like, if I'm doing something and the person that is not there is the one that doesn't really care about me, or the one that stays and stands next to me and monitors what I'm doing and breathes down my neck, oh, this is the great person. But sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes people do it because keep your friends close and your enemies even closer. So some people are actually close to you just to monitor what you're doing and to see what you're doing and how they can take it from you, or how to break it down and destroy it. Do you understand? So it depends. It really does depend. But one thing to look out for in a friend that allows you to grow is sometimes if it's a negative friend, what they will do, because they won't come out outright and say, oh, imagine you want to start a new business. So a negative friend may not come out outright to say, well, I think that business is so shitty. What they would try to do is make you feel insecure about it, or even break it down. So this person might actually go out of their way to print out everything to do with the business. They'll do a research for you, and you're thinking, oh my god, this person's so amazing. Well, they did a research for me, they printed out everything. But what they will now do after that is just throw in subtle cues, just say things to make you either feel insecure about it or make you feel like the business is not even going to work at all. Do you understand? So what one really needs to look out for is those very subtle cues that people give off. Do you understand? So really and truly, what I am saying is, most of the time we just have to rely on our intuitions, or do you understand, when we see certain things, just to take note of them. So anyway, point 3, a good friend does not a negative friend. Be aware of people that don't want you to have other friends, right? I mean, that's really bad. A good friend does not really care if you have other friends. If anything, they will probably be friends with your friends, and all of you will just be friends, and that's how it goes. But you see, negative people, they don't want you to have other friends. And most of the time, like I said before, they don't come out try to say, yeah, don't talk to that person, don't talk to this person. No, what they would do is, the ones that are like the weaker links that you don't have such emotional ties to, they'll probably just say something bad about them. Do you understand? They're the ones you probably have like really, really strong emotional ties to. What they will probably do is sow seeds of doubt about those people. Do you understand? So eventually you're thinking, maybe I can't really trust this person. Do you understand? They will just, because you have such a bond with them and they can't outrightly take them out of your life, what they will start to do is to sow seeds of doubt. So be aware of people that just have a problem with everybody. They have a problem with other friends that you have. Do you understand? They just have a problem. Do you understand? And just be aware of that. So that's another point. Sorry. So anyway, the next point is be aware of friends that are highly competitive. Like, for instance, when you do something, they want to do it. You buy a car, they want to buy the car. It's competition with them, and they have to one up you. They have an insane need to win. Do you understand? To win you, to one up you, to be better than you. Do you understand? So you're doing something, they want to do it. You start a business, they want to start it. You stop the business, they want to stop it. Do you understand? You start dating a guy, they don't even want his friends, they want the same guy. You start dating a girl, they don't want her friends, they want the same girl. Do you understand? They would subtly flirt with the girl or whatever it is. Do you understand? Highly competitive people, and they have to one up you. Now, the problem with those kind of people is they will go to any lengths to win, even go to lengths or going to like maybe diabolical means sometimes to keep you very small, so that they can always be better than you. Do you understand? They would do anything, like they would do stuff to actually maybe destroy your life, destroy whatever it is, just to keep you very small, just below them, so that whatever it is, they're constantly winning above you. Okay. So another point is always trust your intuition when it comes to people. Always trust your intuition, right? Never ever ignore the red flags. Now, the truth is, what happens is that, look, most of the time when you do pick up on subtle cues and you want to discuss it with a negative person, they would forever argue with you. Like, a positive friend will sit down and hear you out, do you understand, and try to explain their side of the story. A negative person, like, will never want to be confronted. They would argue it out with you, and most likely make you feel crazy. They'll tell you, they'll act like, oh, you're crazy. When you see people so quick to throw out names like crazy, so quick to throw out names like, do you understand, to be insulting, then you know that there's a problem. Do you understand? There's definitely a problem. So a good friend will never do that. If you do have your concerns, they would be willing to listen and willing to explain their side of the story and willing to actually make things right. But a negative person will instead argue back, turn it back around on you, and kind of make you feel like you're crazy. Now, what you need to look out for is, how do you feel around other people? Do you understand? If you spend time with other people and you don't feel that paranoid, but you're around this person and there's just something, you know that there's something wrong, there's a problem, there's something, you can't really tell what it is, but there's something. Do you understand? It's always good to take that cue. Trust your intuition. It's given to you for a reason. You have that intuition for a reason. If you don't feel that way around other people, then there's a problem with this person, if that makes any sense. Okay. And most of these things are like, some friends are karmic friends. Like, people come into our lives for a reason or a season. Do you understand? And sometimes when the season is over and we are trying to hold on to that friendship or hold on to that relationship, do you understand, at all costs, then we learn a lesson, then we get a tower moment, something bad probably happens. Do you understand? So exactly. So that's another point. My next point is a negative friend will always deplete you. And what does that mean? Most of the time when you're around friends, when you leave their presence, just try to think about it. Like, how do you feel? Do you understand? If you feel drained, like depleted, like the kind of friends that will do this are, people that just take, they're takers. They just take from you. They want your time, they want your emotions, they want you to be there for them. But when you're going through certain things, they will be nowhere to be found, if that makes any sense. They'll just disappear. They always have good reason though. It's my grandma's burial. Oh, it's my auntie's cousin's wedding. Oh, it's my this, da, 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 da. However, keep in mind, most of the time when you're going through a downtime, they're probably there because they want to be a personal witness to your downfall. So, but when you're celebrating something, they will disappear. Or when you need them for something, do you understand? So that something bad will not happen, you need them to be there for you for something, they won't be there. They will never be there for you. Do you understand? But they want your time, they want your energy, they want everything. They want you to be there for them. When you're not there for them, you're the bad person, you're the evil person. However, when it's your turn, then the sky is about to fall. Do you understand? Oh, the sky is falling in my street, I can't drive past. Oh, there are dragons and there are dragons and whatever on the road, I can't drive past them. There's always an excuse for them not to be there for you, if that makes any sense. Okay, so what's it called? The next point is people that trivialize your experiences and your traumas. Okay, so let me break this down here. How does this work? I'm really looking at the time and I'm rushing against time. Okay, so how does this work? What happens is, for instance, maybe you're in a relationship, do you understand, and it was an abusive one, right? So what happens is that and then you're trying to tell your friend about it, like, oh, you won't believe what I went through with this person, blah 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 blah. And every time you're telling them about an experience, they always have like an elaborate story of somebody else. The guy or the girl left you, your boyfriend left you, your boyfriend whatever did something bad to you. My friend's cousin's neighbor's auntie's cousin's neighbor's kid, Sylvia. Oh, yours was just, the guy just dumped you. Oh, what happened to her was the guy killed her. They always have a more harsh story to tell. There's always a better story to tell, something that is better than yours, like kind of trivializing your own experience. Like, what a good friend should do is listen to you and empathize with you, even if there are other stories of people that have gone through worse or whatever it is. You understand? That should come afterwards, obviously, to make you feel better. Like, okay, don't worry about it. Other people go through these things. Like, okay, I heard, but not somebody that every time you have an experience or a trauma, they are quick to break it down. They are quick to trivialize it. They are quick to, somebody's cousins, aunties, neighbors, sisters, friends, something went through something worse. Do you understand? And this, in a sense, is a form of silencing. Do you understand? Which is a major abuse. It's an emotional and mental abuse. Do you understand? So be very wary of abusers. Do you understand? Some abuse are very subtle, and what that person is trying to do is actually silence you, basically. So anyway, which means whatever it is you're going through is not worth listening to, is not worth, do you understand? Which is what they're trying to do. So my last point, now, and the video is now so long, my last point is be very wary of dishonest people. So when you see somebody, like a friend, talking about other friends or making fun of other friends or lying to other friends or even lying to their man or whatever, and you guys are kicking and laughing about it, if it's done to other people, it's going to be done to you. If you're going to talk about other people in front of you, they're definitely going to talk about you to other people. So that is the last of my point, and I want to really, really rush this through. So anyway, do have a beautiful week ahead, and remember, like I said, there are always karmic people in our lives. Sometimes people are placed in our lives to actually teach us a lesson, and when that cycle is over, we should learn to let go and let sleeping dogs lie. So have a beautiful week. I do love you all. Namaste.